should know this truck. I ain't no stranger. I know that truck. That's a Ford Ranger.
So this is my 1994 Ford Ranger. If you follow this channel, you know we put this thing through absolute hell. And this thing seems like it's pretty much indestructible. It's got over 160,000 miles on it, and during the time, about 3 years that I've owned it, I've never done an oil change. God knows last time this thing got an oil change. So in today's video, we're gonna give it an oil change, but we're not gonna use engine oil. We're gonna use vegetable oil. Let's see what happens. So the Danger Ranger's been sitting here at my buddy's shop for months. It's winter time, but like I said, this thing is indestructible. It always starts, and I don't really know how it does it. What? Yeah. So for a 2.4 liter, 4-cylinder Ranger motor from 94, it takes 5 quarts from my Googling. 5 quarts is the equivalent of about 1.25 gallons. And what we're gonna use today is vegetable oil, as we said. And of course we got a new filter as well, so we're good to go. So the plug looks good too. We don't need to replace that. That's amazing for an old truck. Look how rusted this thing is. And check this out. I used to have well, I still have a bird's nest, but there's no birdies in there on the diff. Man, this truck has been through some stuff, man. I'm telling you. Look at all this rust. It's in bad shape, but it always runs. 2016 is this filter dated. So that was probably the last time, obviously, this thing got an actual oil change. So that is, yeah, 6 years ago. Still runs fine though. I think it'll run even better on vegetable oil. All right, so we got the filter on. Now it's just got to get the oil in there. All right, so just this little one left, Vince.
That's it, huh? Top it off.
And there it is. Look at that. This is going to be interesting. So all that's left now is to start it up and take our little 94 Ford Ranger with 160,000 miles on it with vegetable oil in the motor for a little road trip, I guess. Let's see how she does. Well, I guarantee it's going to start up. We know that. Yeah. He's purring just fine. I mean, so far she's ticking just fine. Doesn't seem to be an issue at all. But I don't know how long she's gonna last though. This thing has been through absolute hell. We put vodka in the gas tank, we put tequila in the gas tank, we put Red Bull in the gas tank. We've thrown the transmission in reverse while driving forward. We've done it while it was in 4-wheel drive. We put it in first gear while going 65 miles an hour. Now granted, she broke a couple times, but you know, hello. There we go. Just had to replace some parts here and there, and she's running just fine. Like motor-wise, nothing has ever really happened to this truck. And now we're driving it with vegetable oil in the motor. Make sure the brakes work. Yeah, they work. Third gear is a little rough. So is fourth gear. I love this truck, man. This thing is like zombie proof, apocalypse proof. It'll always start. And now we know that we can drive it with vodka in the gas tank. It did really well. And so far, we can drive it with vegetable oil in the motor. Stuff like this is good to know, man. If you own an old vehicle, I hardly think that this would work very well on a newer, modern, like with a bunch of turbos and technology and shit like that. Yeah, we're just cruising along and she's doing just fine. I can't tell a difference whatsoever. And honestly, I don't know how long it would take if you would ever notice a difference. But in my 1994 Ford Ranger with 161,847 miles on it, we're not noticing any difference whatsoever. I might have a sense of a, like, maybe a little odd smell, but that's about it. On the on-ramp, what? Come on. 50 miles an hour in second. Dude, this thing does not feel safe to drive fast though. No, sir. She's okay doing 55 though. 55 miles an hour on vegetable oil. She's running just fine. So we'll do a quick little exhaust fumes check here. There's nothing like weird smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe. She's still running just fine. I'm telling you, indestructible. Yeah! I'm telling you, this thing is a beast. What? It chirped in second. Yeah, third is a little rough. Come on, there we go. Yes, I just noticed the parking brake was on. You can probably do a better burnout now. We've driven almost 7 miles. Sorry for the sun here. And it's not an inkling of anything being wrong with the truck or running weird or stuttering or misfiring or anything like that. I know we haven't driven all that long, but yeah, I think it's safe to say at least a vehicle like this, you can drive it with vegetable oil instead of engine oil in the motor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let it sit overnight. We'll come back tomorrow. It's gonna be even colder. We'll see how it starts up. We'll drive it again and see if there's any difference. All right, so we're back. It's exactly 24, well, maybe not exactly, but it's about 24 hours later. It's been sitting out. It's a lot colder today. It's actually snowing a little bit as well. We're gonna get a little cold start here. Sorry for the horrible camera angle. I forgot my tripod. No, still smells like that normal exhaust fumes. Man, this thing is running and taking just as good as it was prior to putting vegetable oil in the motor. We'll take it for a quick little spin again and see if there's any kind of difference. What the hell? Oh, it's a transmission. I thought it was the radio making noise. There we go. So we're extremely low on gas. We're gonna fill up a gallon or two. So this is the only vehicle I own that takes 87. We only put a gallon in there. See? You don't need much in a truck like this. I love old vehicles. Yeah, I mean, come on, third gear. Let's go, there we go. I don't know how much else I can say about this. This thing is, I've said it many times in the video already, it's indestructible. You can do pretty much anything to this thing. You can put anything in the gas tank. You can even replace engine oil with vegetable oil. And it runs, I mean, it's not skipping a beat. Like, I can't tell any difference. So I think we will have to do follow-ups on this in future videos, because it doesn't really seem to make a difference if you're putting engine oil or vegetable oil in this truck. Now, if you guys are wondering, why do you put gasoline in the truck if you can drive it on vodka? It's because gasoline is cheaper. That's why. Otherwise, I'd just be putting vodka in there. All right, so we've gone 9.9 miles. We're about to hit 10 miles with vegetable oil in the motor. There we go. 10.1 miles. Well, now we've gone exactly 16 miles, and again, I'm gonna sound repetitive, but it's not skipping a beat. Like, nothing is different whatsoever. At least this truck will run just fine on vegetable oil in the motor. Now, I was expecting that maybe the car would smell a little bit like popcorn because of the vegetable oil, and maybe there's a hint of like a slightly different smell, but it's nothing big. Absolutely love this truck. Since it made it through this experiment, we're going to keep making videos with it, of course. I have other plans for it as well. Now, if this ends up being my last video you guys see me in, and I get picked off for this, I guess we pissed off some really powerful people. I'm just kidding. It's just an innocent experiment, but it was fun though. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a huge thumbs up. If you're stopping by for the first time and you haven't already and you want to, please subscribe. Is this what you guys were expecting from this video? Have you tried this yourself before? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one.